if a young black man decides to ask an officer why, you know, just why, that could change the trajectory of that person's life forever, just because they decide to ask a police officer why. So.
My thoughts on it, it's sad because the image that's painted of us in the media, whether it's Hartford, New Haven, whatever, most of the news that comes out of the streets of Hartford and New Haven, especially what gets on the TV screen, is negative. There's no highlight on the positive stuff that's being done. So when you have law enforcement being hired from outside these areas, they're coming in with this preconceived notion that we're aggressive. So even when we ask a question, it's a form of aggression when we just want to know why. So they're already in attack mode. And there's no sensitivity training. There's no understanding of the communities that are being patrolled. You know, when you look at the police force, you have an area like Hartford, let's say the north end of Hartford, 75–80% black people. Police force, 85–90% Caucasian, not from Hartford.
Is there any steps taken to train officers in what is actually a threat and what isn't?
You know, and like I said, the officers have to make a split-second judgment on what do we do, how do we handle this, is this person a threat to me, or is this person a threat to somebody else? And, you know, like I said, sometimes you do have to use force to protect somebody, to, you know, take a criminal into custody. So it can be difficult. You know, I think the brutality aspect of that would be if it comes in where that a judgment's made that the force was not appropriate for the situation, or that it was that somebody used it out of malice or out of the intent to hurt the person rather than the intent to stop the crime or protect the public. I think that's sort of how the brutality aspect would come if it's a choice to do it for other than a lawful reason.
A 21-year-old that grew up in some suburb of Connecticut can go to an inner city and get a job as a police officer, feel so afraid and be defended by the system because he's afraid. It's like there's a certain amount of accountability that you got to take when you take a certain kind of job.
Exactly right.
If you want to be a garbage man, you got to be willing to go home smelling like trash. If you want to be a police officer, then you want to deal with the bad people in society, which means somebody might want to hurt you from time to time. But when you pull somebody over because their taillight is broken, or you respond to a domestic situation with teenagers, or you respond to a party where the music is too loud and your first impulse is to pull a gun out, like, there's a problem with you in your process.
We've seen cases all over the nation of unnecessary police brutality in many cases. And there are tons and tons of names that you could go down the list and name of unsolicited police brutality. But I feel like the police and I feel like citizens both play a part in that kind of skewed vision of what police officers are supposed to do.
I'm putting my life on the line for my people. I'm putting my life around for everybody in this country. I believe in equality. Everybody. And why the cops tell us we can't be like you said, we have a right to assemble. Martial law. The one authority of police every day. They have complete domain over us. They are like gods. If they tell you not to do something, you cannot do it. And if you do, they will treat you like a dog. You will be shot down. Well, at least for a black man. I'm not sure for everybody, but I do understand that. I hope it's not like that for everybody. It should not be like that for any human being. There's something as an actual people being unity, that's not something we cannot have.